Hello everybody and welcome back to another little video, and today we're actually going to take a look at the Avengers Doomsday teaser trailer. The first one in a series of teaser trailers to come out. Let's go ahead and take a look, jump right in, dissect it, and see what it's all about. Get it? It's like a teaser trailer to sort of lull you into the marketing of the film a year out, which is a perfect date, by the way, for a major blockbuster film. I remember almost a year to the day. In fact, a year to the day, I think they dropped the first teaser trailer for The Force Awakens like 10 years ago, and 11 years ago now. But again, I've said it time and time again, when you're going to market a big box film like this, and you want it to be a heavy hitter, you need to start the marketing for that film a year in advance. Just something a little bit small, something a little reminder like, hey, this time next year, yeah, you're going to be going to the movies with your family for Christmas. You ain't going to be sitting around that fucking tree. Oh, no, no, no. You going to the movie theater tonight. In a year from today, well, a year from like 360 days, because the trailer, the movie's going to drop on the 18th. So it's not even 365 days anymore, dude. It's 360 days. So we're that much closer. But 360 days from now, I'm going to be going to see Avengers Doomsday. Kind of a wicked feeling. I feel like I just saw Endgame in the theater not too long ago, to be honest. So much shit has happened since Endgame was in theaters. Infinity War feels like a long time ago, but it's weird how Endgame really doesn't. That's an interesting, I think, topic for another time. But let's go ahead and rewind this, play it back, and sort of do some dissecting. Not a whole lot to pick apart here, but let's see what we got. So you got Steve headed down this road to, I don't know, somewhere in like fucking nowhere. Maybe him and Peggy, they finally settled down, because at the end of not at the end of Endgame, yeah, he has that dance with Peggy. I'm still confused, because of this teaser trailer, it sort of raises the question, okay, so does this whole segment take place, like, does Steve have kids and then he goes back to Endgame to give Sam the shield and then dies? Or is that a different Steve Rogers than the Steve Rogers that's coming back in Avengers Endgame? Which also is really one of the only... And so here's what I think happened with Disney. When the whole thing with the multiverse with Kang the Conqueror sort of fell through, when that whole sort of thing fell through a few years ago, especially during Ant-Man and the Wasp, or after how that movie was a flop. Say what you will about the film, it was a flop. It's not that good. When that fell through, and the whole scandal with Jonathan Mayers or Jonathan Majors. I don't remember his name. When all of that happened, I think Disney really took a step back and going, we're losing fucking money. We don't want to lose any more money. What can we do to actually put butts in the seats and bring people home to what they loved about the Avengers movies and Marvel movies? And I think they made the next best logical step, and I can't blame them. Avengers Doomsday, where they're going to usher in Doomsday. And they brought back Tony Stark, Iron Man. Bold fucking move to bring back Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, right? You know, I mean, there's a lot of other actors out there who could probably fulfill the role of Victor Von Doom, but because you have such a large universe, cinematic-wise, built up over the last almost 20 years, in a few years here, it'll be 20 years. We're coming up on like the 18th anniversary of MCU. Because you have over 18 years of film in a set for like built up for a single universe, I mean, if you compare the numbers, or like if you were to compare, excuse me, we'll edit it out in post. Just kidding. When you compare the numbers of start to finish of watching the MCU, I haven't even done a number crunch, but I guarantee it's going to be longer than, the Star Wars universe. And you add up all the television shows that you need to watch for that, right? I think the MCU probably has it beat. Like here's like Lord of the Rings in terms of like watch hours, even though each film is like 4 fucking hours. The extended editions, even though each film is like 4 fucking hours, then you have like Lord of the Star Wars, where each film is 2.5, 3 hours. But there's more films. There's 9, there's 6, whatever people say. But then with MCU, you have like 30 fucking movies you gotta watch, right? For somebody who would be born 20 years from now, and they want to go watch the MCU movies, they're going to have like 50 fucking movies to watch, dude. And then you multiply that by like 2 hours on average a pop, 2.5 hours a pop. You're looking at like 100 plus hours. That's like 3 or 4 days. It's a lot of shit to consume. Anyway, dialing it back, I digress. Ultimately, because you have this large universe of all these films, the best choice that they could have went with, and the safest choice, and, Disney is wanting to play it safe, they went with Robert Downey Jr. I can't blame them. And neither can you. We can't blame them for doing that. I think it's the best choice. I think it's the most logical choice. And I'm excited to see what Robert Downey Jr. is going to do with Victor Von Doom. It's probably going to be an evil Iron Man variant, which is totally fine with me. I want to see what happens. Some people are even speculating, that moment where Tony goes back in time and he meets his father, and he's like, basically he meets him on his birthday. How, like, there's an alleged moment where he may be adopted, and that sort of then puts him down the spiral of Victor Von Doom. But we'll see how that plays out. It could be true. It could not be true, But anyway, so Steve is out in the middle of nowhere. Him and Peggy hitch up. He goes back. But this brings me back. Excuse me, so sorry. This brings me back to the original point I was going to make. They made the safe choice. They're bringing back Thor. They're bringing back the heavy hitters. They're bringing back Iron Man. They're bringing back Captain America for Avengers Doomsday. That's the best, safest choice that they can make. The next safest choice that they're making, which is a correct choice. So, like, they're doing things correct, which is great. Which is what they should be doing with an Avengers film. I'm kind of really only tuning in for the Avengers films, just because Phase like 4 and 5 of the MCU, whatever phase we're on now. The first 3 phases were great, but then like these other phases were just so lackluster. They're not that good. They're just not that good. All right, so there's a house. Music gets stuck in my head all the time. Steve rolls up on a bike. Mind you, a Triumph bike. A really great classic American motorcycle brand. I wonder if I can see the camera in the reflection. No. I love his goggles. It's cool as shit. The bike, also cool as shit. The denim, cool as shit. How much more American can you get, man? My grandpa actually had a Triumph bicycle. I have a picture of him sitting on it somewhere. I hope one day to own a Triumph. They're freaking nice. So he walks up. He has a kid. He's got his suit with the scales, man. That is the best Captain America suit. I don't care what anybody says. That thing is so freaking good. I liked it how as time went on, his suit would like degrade, and like he'd have like little patches on his chest, and he's like missing, like threads and everything. But underneath, like in I think Infinity War, you could see the scales, and then in Endgame, he finally like just removes it, and then he has the scales underneath, which. So glad they got whoever in the costume department was able to pull that off and get that right. It looks really good, and it looks comic book accurate, which is what it should look like. If that baby's real, that baby's knocked the fuck out. What baby is just like. I mean, I guess there are babies out there that do sleep like that, but that baby, if that is a real baby, that baby is knocked out. I'm actually friends with Chris Evans. No lie, I really am. No, just kidding. So one of my closest friends. His name is actually Chris Evans. And it's just we make the joke all the time that it's like, no, I'm friends with Chris Evans. No, really, I'm friends with Chris Evans. Steve Rogers will return in Avengers Doomsday. 360 days. I like how it has it's green, it has like this cool like etched glass, like a mosaic type pattern. It has the clock. I like how it's like this film is not yet rated. We all know it's probably going to be PG-13 because what parent's going to take their child to a rated R Avengers film? Not that many. And I like how there's runes on the side. I don't know if that's like, when it comes to Victor Von Doom, there's a lot of shit in lore that I just have never bothered to learn in my last 30 years of youth of my life. But yeah, I think this movie's going to be big. I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be green. I'm excited for it. I'm probably going to try to see like a midnight premiere, whatever, when it comes out eventually. I'm excited. It's going to be a great film. I'm hoping it's going to be a great film. I shouldn't say that. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments down below. Leave your thoughts down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will make sure to see you in the next video. Peace.